have 10 days of food, we have 10 days of water, we have 44 days of oxygen. Perpetual energy because we don't use as much. We're in cramped living space and poor comfort conditions. So you can see he can call home, but he doesn't have a good view, no panorama. He's not alone, so that's a penalty. He cannot exercise, that's a penalty. He does not have any firm ground to stand on. So he is going to be stressed. We're gonna deal with, oh god, we're gonna deal with some radiation. We're gonna need a little bit of shielding. And that would knock us below our limit. You know what? Let's see how much he can deal with. JXS. This is the JEXUS mission, the Junior Exploration of Science Mission 2. Mun Flyby. Gonna save this up. Okay, Jebediah. Now or never. The abort action panel. What do I want happening in the abort action panel? If that is the case, if we need to abort, I want these to activate, decouple, activate, decouple, decouple, deploy the chute, and come on, can I aim for that chute? Deploy that chute. So basically, I want to be at full throttle, because then we activate all these engines and activate them so that they hopefully shoot away. Maybe this thing is sideways or who knows where. These parachutes are going to get cut, so this decouples and it hopefully flops out of there. Mun Flyby. Let's do it. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Very nervous now. We don't need to throttle up. These are solid rocket boosters, but I'm doing so anyway. Did not even have any stability controls here, but okay. Prepare for liftoff. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. As you remember, this had very low thrust to weight ratio, 1.2. It's going to burn us up for 40 seconds. It is up to slightly higher altitudes. Oh god, this may not have been a good idea. Come on, come on. We needed more thrust to weight on this initial stage. These things have hardly helped now. Whoa. With this boost, this thing gets massively out of control. I am not sure that this thing can make it into a proper orbit. But we'll have to give it a good try. Whoa. What's with that? The load errors. This thing is fighting me. This thing is fighting me so much. We don't have Kerbal Engineer. We don't have Kerbal Engineer! We checked and double checked and we don't have Kerbal Engineer. We're gonna do this classically. At the very worst, if we get to a low Kerbal orbit, we can always abort the mission, deorbit, and get this Kerbal back. The downside is it's very hard for me to estimate now where our apoapsis is going to be 27, okay. Oh, no, this is fine, but I kind of want to angle towards 45 degrees now. Hold. By the way, look at how amazing those rockets look. That exhaust. That's what I love about a design like that. Okay, conventional wisdom says keep blasting, get out of the atmosphere as quickest as possible. I'm gonna ignore that. Okay. Circularizing that orbit there, which is 75-67. We need more. Wait. 75-71. Perfect. I need to burn for 1 more minute. Now you see how much you learn to depend on Kerbal Engineer. Because I would love to know how much delta V we actually have in this thing still. We need 1500 more. I doubt we have that in this thing. Okay, what I want to check is whether our apoapsis is going to be lowered by doing this. It is not. Good. Good old Jeb keeping us live, exactly. 3, 2, 1. Full blast. This thing is never... I do not believe this has 1300 delta V. Come on, Jeb. I am sorely mistaken. I am sorely mistaken, and happily so. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, it does not have the delta V we need. Oi. Okay, check that. We just had the camera change. Yeah, this still needs 51, 60, 70. That is an orbit. That is an orbit. Whew. Now, the Mun flyby is splashed down. This thing will deorbit itself, as you can see. That thing will fall on down. Now, our goal is right there. God, Jeb, if only I had Kerbal Engineer. It makes it so much easier. So we need to be a little bit more like this. Here's a trick. Ideally, if I do this, it's just going to take us 1 day to get there. So actually 5 days would have been realistic as a no life support type of solution. This is already going to be a flyby. It's going to be a brief but valuable flyby of the Mun. And after we have that encounter, here we could probably just easily orbit back. But you know what? It'll cost us least... I was thinking it'll cost us the least delta V. But you know what? We should be able to actually just establish an orbit. Because we didn't do flyby. We said to the low orbit and then to another low orbit. So this, there we go, should be eminently possible. Takes us 108 of a, there we go, 108 seconds of a burn. Let's make sure to get those panels out. You know what, Jeb? You can go ahead and see the outside. Look at how happy that Jeb is. You know, well, we have 6 minutes. How about you get some orbital maneuver experience, Jeb? I love this. I love this view. The reflections on the helmet are amazing. Oh my god, look at that. That is so beautiful. Okay. Enough of this. You have a mission to do, Jeb. You didn't come here for tourism. I need to figure out what's causing these weird little stops that Kerbal is doing right now. These weird little breaks every now and then. They're not that much of a problem, but they are tricky. Okay. Turn off the SES, turn on the RCS, because that way you can do these little jets. Just a little bit more efficient, because if you keep the SES on while you have the RCS on, it'll constantly try to stay straight, so it'll move forward in one full blast and then brake in one full blast rather than do this little jet. Those stutters are caused by garbage collection in Unity. Oh. So Bombatu, is that a... By the way, Bombatu. Conan the Destroyer? Wasn't the protector of the princess called Bombatu? But garbage collection, do you mean like it's a memory leak? Or are there too many spare parts lying around? There's a mod called Memgraph that can help. Ooh. Pen. Just a minute. Pen, he says. Paper? No. There we go. Memgraph. Thank you for that. I will... well... have a look at that. Close, he was called Bombata. Oh, yes, Bombata. I bet you hear this all the time, right? Okay, let's just fast forward till we reach that Delta V. Ugh, those stutters. Memgraph. Well, let's have a look. 2, 1, fire. Haven't truly lived until we've seen shadow on the spacecraft in orbit. Well, that means we just... none of us can die until we've seen that. Garbage collection is when programs release memory that's no longer used by any instantiated objects. Ah. I have heard people say that Kerbal has this memory leak issue where if you switch crafts a whole lot and you play for a long while, then it starts getting these little missing bits. Oh, by the way, this is pretty cool. Do you see this red thing? That's what happens when my planned orbit will intersect with the Mun here, and then we escape and go around, but then here we will encounter the Mun further up, and that will be this encounter. Thank you for that follow. Used to program in C, you had to do your own memory management back then. You miss those days? Oh, yes. One day we'll look back at this and laugh. Very, very bitterly. Slow this down a little bit. Beautiful. And close that down. Excellent. Now, here's the weird thing. Where are those orbits around the Mun that I'm supposed to get? What in the world? Here, I'm supposed to get, for these contracts, conduct a survey of the magnetic field. Oh. We need an orbit with a specific inclination. How on earth do we figure that out without having Kerbal engineer on this? I have no idea how you can do that without Kerbal engineer. Does anybody have any idea how we can do that? Oh god. Literally the one crucial thing, the one thing. You had one job, streamer. You had one job. The one thing that I needed to do, and it's not on here. We checked everything so carefully. You're inclined to agree? Haha. But that makes sense though, that the that's basically just a memory leak sort of thing then, to say it in a layman's term. Being, you know, a layman. How do we do this? At least 0.42 eccentricity. That's easy. That just means it needs to be elliptical. That's easy to do. How do we reach that inclination though? How do I know that we've reached it? We can keep this up. We can keep this open while we adjust it. And then we can see whether or not we've reached the inclination that they like. That's, I guess, the best we can do. God, what a pickle. You know what? This is the main mission that I'm doing right now. So let's just fast forward. I can do other missions at the same time, try to get that done. They are now crossing the radiation belts. So, on flyby, radiation belt left. So we are experiencing radiation 2%, as you can see there. Transmission has been received of the seismic scan that is from our rover. Right now, I basically will need all my attention to try and get this done, because this is a difficult situation. Boom, more signs. Excellent. Now with the 190, we can get the capsules that we need. So I'm just gonna focus on this mission rather than do what I normally do, which is start 3 or 4 missions at the same time and balance those out, because this is another new challenge. 20-second burn. I believe we have a 20-second burn on this. That should be okay. Close this. There we go. I'm manually activating and deactivating RCS. Now, right now, we will not even have an orbit, but we are above, far above, in low orbit. Now, these need at least 0.18 eccentricity, and this one at least 0.42. So meeting this one will meet that one. That's good news. So I think we will focus on this one to see whether we meet the eccentricity of the orbit. We need low signs, so we need our periapsis to be below 50. Because that's when you cross from high in the month to low. 3, 2, 1, blast. So this one, in fact, will not be relevant. I'm going to close this maneuver node, and we're going to eyeball this. Eccentricity is correct. The inclination is correct? Oh, wow. Now we need low orbit. We need low orbit. We failed in the eccentricity because we circularized. But now we have it back because we, again, decircularized. Now, the at least 0.18 eccentricity, that's true. This one, the 0.42, I think we're gonna have to release one of these here and blast that upward. But the other one is already correct. 0.18, 0.14 degrees inclination. That's already correct. We have the thing, so all we need is data high and low. So this other one is a luxury position for us right now. We're gonna decouple that one. Oh crap. We decoupled it before we did anything. Again, I am such a fool. Jeb, EVA please. Let go. What we should have done was extended its antenna so that it had contact. Extend that antenna. We should now be able to control this part. Press the gears. There we go. Good thing that we had a pilot there to correct this mistake. Thank you for that follow. Imagine if I had not decided to bring Jebediah on this mission. Let's get that EVA report. Say, are those some new canyons below? Sure, impressive. I mean, nothing like Kerbals, of course. Grab that baby, board it, and we need a crew report. From this high up, the canyons look like scars across the Mun's face, which is appropriate considering how much the Mun has survived millennia after millennia. And a materials study. Lab report strategically written to convince the KC to let you land on the Mun. Record that data. Now this other one, we need data, magnetometer data, from high above the Mun. Keep that. And we need to start transmitting that for this to be checked off. And we need plasma wave data. We already had that, but we need to transmit that as well for this to become checked off. And for the rest, this one is okay for that mission. All we need now is a scan in low orbit and be done with it. Now let's rename this into a probe. On flyby probe 1, accept. So these will be checked off as they happen. This sadly we'll have to destroy. Now, the other plan. This one needs 0.42 eccentricity and 0.32 inclination. One thing I can do already is release the other one and try to adjust the inclination. We're a little bit too late for that, but I guess we'll be fine. Now this one, we are going to extend the solar panels and make sure to extend at least... Whoa, there's a weird bug. Well, it's not a bug, it's a memory. What'd you call it? A memory dump? Garbage collection. Extend that antenna. Just doing these manually. Extend the antenna. And we will decouple. Oh, hello. Transmit data from the MUN. Nice. This is now decoupled. There's no more electric charge in this thing. Oh, darn it. We've just received experimental data from the space around the MUN. Good job. We have the first flyby of Minmus. Oh, that's happening. Good. And we have performed the spacewalk in the MUN. This thing will recharge soon enough. This other one, we have the magnetometer scan, so we can delete this because we already had that scan, I think. And if not, we can always, you know, take that again. So, this one is out of control right now. Well, for one, we need to add a maneuver to increase its eccentricity. And we will add an alarm there for that probe. Thank you very much for that host, Panzazol. Really appreciate you thinking of me. Let's rename this vessel. This is the MUN. How do we call this? Survey Probe 2. I know there wasn't a Survey Probe 1. It'll be okay. Okay, that's the debris. Now, this one. While we're here, we want to basically just do a flyby and return. So what we're going to do is we're going to start this burn right here. See if we can get a real good return to Kerbal. Now here's my idea. I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but I always have this idea of you're here on the MUN, so why not start deorbiting... what am I doing here? There we go. Why not start deorbiting here? Just in the corner. Because I have this idea that you try to blast here. Now the MUN's moving forward, and you're trying to move away from it, but as it's moving, it's pulling you closer, so it's actually giving you more impulse, I think, while you go here. This is 3 days away? Really? Oh, yikes. 2 days away. 3 days away again. Basically, I want to make sure that that is as close by as we can get it. 2 days away. You know what? I think this will work out. We have 124 Delta V. So how are you doing, Panzazol? We are high over the MUN's Midlands already. I thought we already had that science. Oh god, did we get that data somewhere else? That data gets stored... Oh, this is, of course... This one was the one that had no electric charge anymore. This one... has some electric charge. Where on earth is the materials bay info?